Hello, today I will be presenting my favorite dinosaur called the Carnotaurus Sastrei, otherwise known as the flesh-eating bull. I picked this dinosaur because I was interested in carnivores and couldn't pick the velociraptor or the famous T-Rex. On this slide, I've input a picture showing what the skeleton of a Carnotaurus sastrei looks like. This picture was taken in the Kuplak Museum in Prague as of May 2012. Here I will break down the meaning of the Carnotaurus sastrei and how his name came to be. The Carnotaurus sastrei is derived from two separate Latin words. Carn in Latin translates to flesh, while taurus translates to bull. Since the dinosaur was classified as a carnivorous predator, that is how the name the flesh-eating bull emerged. The Carnotaurus sastrei was first discovered in 1985 by Bonaparte and Novas. During this time, these paleontologists were on an expedition sponsored by the National Geographic Society. This expedition was called Jurassic and Cretaceous Terrestrial Vertebrates of South America. This particular dinosaur was excavated in Patagonia, Argentina. This holotype consisted of a nearly complete skeleton that was 7.6 meters in length and had skin impressions, with exceptions to the destroyed fibula, tail, tibia, and hind feet by the fossilization process due to weathering. The Carnotaurus sastrei is derived from the Abelisauridea family, which were also considered to be part of the theropod group. These dinosaurs were very abundant during the late Cretaceous period in the supercontinent of Gondwana. The Carnotaurus sastrei is theorized or suggested to be closely related to either the Majungasaurus or the Allosaurus. It is not known which are the most related to, so these are the two options that are on the table. To the right is an illustration of the Allosaurus from the Natural History Museum. Here, on this slide, I have found a cladogram that depicts the connection between the Abelisauridea. On the left, it shows the Abelisauridea family, which holds the Allosaurus, Carnotaurus, and the Majungasaurus in green. Here I share the plesiomorphes with the Abelisauridea. Plesiomorphes is defined as ancestral characteristic traits. They have a large temporal opening, a small maxillary fenestra, and the skulls are also similar in height, located on the premaxilla and the nares region. Now we will discuss what are now called the synapomorphes. Synapomorphes are defined as a shared or derived characteristic from ancestor to descendant. These are traits that are similar in two or more taxonomic groups. The quadrates are long and fused to the quadratojugal. The postorbital nearly meets the lacrimal underneath the ocular cavity. The shape and location of the extra preorbital opening are the exact same. The nasal shows the wrinkles or seminal folds along dorsal and lateral sides, and the parietal crest is narrow posteriorly and wide anteriorly. As is stated on the slide, the diagnosis includes four of the following. The Carnotaurus sastrei is 7.6 meters in length during adulthood. They weighed approximately 1.5 tons. They can run up to speeds of 25 miles per hour, and their small arms likely served no purpose. And the Carnotaurus sastrei was also a carnivorous predator. Now, we're going to go over the skeletal features of the Carnotaurus sastrei in relation to or comparison to the Majungasaurus. Here on the left is the skull of a Carnotaurus in lateral view. On the right, there is an illustration of a Majungasaurus in lateral view as well. Here you can see the inferior temporal fenestra on the Carnotaurus sastrei slightly resembles the inferior temporal fenestra of the Majungasaurus. Also, the teeth are also sharp and curved back on both of these illustrations, indicating they were both carnivorous. The illustration also shows that the Carnotaurus sastrei and the Majungasaurus had their horns in the same exact location, which is on the frontal parietal bone. Here, the skulls are shown in dorsal and ventral view, but only both are shown for the Majungasaurus due to not finding the Carnotaurus skull in ventral view. It is fairly obvious where the differences lie here. The Carnotaurus skull is very narrow and sharp, while the Majungasaurus skull is much wider and round. Sticking out is the mandible, which is very wide and pointing out as well within the Carnotaurus sastrei. This is what the globe possibly looked like during the late Cretaceous period. Outlined in yellow is South America and the southern hemisphere. During the late Cretaceous period, you could find the Carnotaurus sastrei in South America, where the environment consisted of lagoons and lakes. The climate in that area was extremely humid and warm and arid. Although it was a desert land, they did often experience wet and dry seasons. Or you can go. Here we will discuss the paleobiology. Theories suggest horns were for display or hunting prey. They also had a good sense of smell and poor eyesight. Prey included small and agile animals and sauropods. The thigh bone and the locomotion suggest high speed on the Carnotaurus sastrei as well. Here I discussed fun facts and theories relating to the Carnotaurus sastrei, just for a little fun. The Carnotaurus sastrei could have used horns to headbutt, theories suggest. The arms were shorter than the arms of the Tyrannosaurus rex, probably even smaller than human arms. They are also theorized to be the fastest runners of all living theropods during the late Cretaceous period. They were the only species of its kind, are the only understood dinosaur of the southern hemisphere. They are also the most understood fossil in the southern hemisphere. Only one was well preserved to identify them as a species. In conclusion, we went over the discovery of the Carnotaurus sastrei that was founded by Bonaparte and Novus in 1985. We listed down the plesiomorphs with the sister taxa Abelisauridae, and we also went over the synamorphes with the related sister taxa. We compared the skulls of the Majungasaurus and the Carnotaurus sastrei, as well as contrasted the differences within the skulls. And lastly but not least, we listed down some facts and theories in relation to the Carnotaurus Sastrei and went over the paleobiology in regards to the environment and the habitat they lived in during the late Cretaceous period. Here we listed some works cited that I used when making this slide regarding the Carnotaurus Sastrei and the Abelisauridae. If you do have any questions, you can contact me at jlopez043@iwcc.edu. Thank you so much.